Hello, this is Tom Stiles, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show number 45. If you happen to see in my last show, number 44, you'll realize that I bought an Android tablet, specifically the Acer 500. And since then, I've been using all my spare time playing with it. And in the last show, I showed you how I ported over some of my applications related to amateur radio and how they worked, and the fact that they're much nicer on the 10-inch screen than trying to do them on a little phone, especially some of the maps and stuff like that. So today I wanted to continue that review and give you some of my experiences I've had so far with the tablet, and see what you think. So here we go. Okay, I don't know how well this is going to record, but I'll give it a try. What the heck. Anyway, this is my Acer tablet. It's a 10-inch tablet, and I really have been enjoying it. The thing I didn't realize about this tablet is there's just so many things that you can do with it. It's just amazing. I've had it for about 2 weeks now, and still every day I spend about 2 hours finding new things I can do with it. But anyway, let's get back to things related to amateur radio and scanner radios and things like that, which is, I think, what my show is supposed to be about. Anyway, what I've done in the past couple of days is, since there is a massive hurricane out in the Atlantic, and for a while there was heading towards us, which is in Florida, but lucky for us, it missed Florida altogether. But anyway, I have been tracking it, watching it, listening to what's going on, using my pad, and the beauty of using this pad is I can take it from room to room, and it's very convenient. It's not heavy like a laptop would be, and it does everything I want it to do, specifically related to monitoring what's going on with hurricanes. So if I'll try to navigate here without messing up too much, so bear with me. So one of the things I did is, if I go over to my other page here, I use my scanner radio application. Don't know if you can see that very well. See if I can zoom in a little bit. Probably go out of focus. And the beauty of that is, and I talked about this particular application that I had originally had on my Android phone and now I have on my tablet, is by using this application, you have access to the radio reference web page directly. This provides an interface that makes it easy directly, and then you can listen to scanners throughout the United States, and possibly, I don't remember, I'm never going out to the United States, but I think it's even has some like Canada and some other countries. So anyway, what I did is I opened up this application, and one of the categories, and you probably can't read this, one of these categories you can select is top 50. And what that means is it's the top 50 scanners by usage, with them being indexed in order by the maximum number of people that are listening to that particular scanner at one time. So it gives you a quick way to find out, where the action is. So you choose that. As I said, you choose that. Kind of hard to do this standing off to one side. And it should bring up a list. Yes, it did. Of course, you can't read this, but it brings up a list of all the scanners that are being listened to, with them in ascending order by number of people that are listening. So for right now, let me look closely. The top item is Hurricane WatchNet. So somebody has put online their scanner, and in this case it's probably not a scanner because this is an HF frequency, listening to the amateur radio Hurricane Watch Net, where people provide information about the hurricane and what's going on in their area, whatever. So anyway, right now, it's being listened to by the largest number of listeners. Let me see how many there are. Wow, there's 1,287 people listening to that scanner right now. So what you would do, you would then choose that, and then it's going to go out to automatically to the Radio Reference website, which has these scanners online, and bring you that audio feed to this program, and you'll be able to listen to it on your tablet or your Android phone. So right now it's connecting to that particular scanner, and since it's so busy, I mean, this is like extreme, it may take a while for it to connect. So what I'm going to do in the meantime is I'm going to go to another application. Now, the beauty of this particular application called Scanner Radio is that it will run in background, and so you can hear the audio in background while you're doing other things on your tablet or your phone. So I'm going to go back to my home page, and eventually when this thing gets connected, you'll start hearing the audio. And right now, since I selected that Hurricane Net, which is on HF, you'll probably hear a lot of static, and then every once in a while you hear somebody talking. So I'm going to let that run. So I'm back to my home page now, and actually it's one of my home pages. You get 5 home pages, and you can move things around so you can kind of get them in so you can kind of categorize your applications so they're easy to find. So I'm going to go to another page. That's my actual home page. I'm going to go through the home page over here. And over here, I have some weather applications. Plus, these are my bookmarks for being on the internet via a web browser. And then down here, you probably can't read this at all, but this is an application related to hurricanes. There's actually 2 of them, and both of these, all they really do on both of these is give you some maps of the hurricane, as you see on other websites. So they don't give you a lot more information than that. And but they're quite good. They do a good job of that. And then there's the Weather Channel, which I can go on. And then over here I have bookmarked some channels that provide some web pages that provide information about the hurricane status. So I'm gonna click on one of those. Now again, that police scanner, and I noticed that it's not on the screen, so let me zoom back out a little bit. Okay, down here in the bottom, you can see the icon for the police scanner, or the scanner radio application. So it's running in background. It's still probably having a hard time connect to that particular radio that I selected, because there were over 1,200 users, so it takes a while for it to connect when it's got that many users. So that's why we're not hearing any audio yet. So I can go over here and select one of these bookmarks I made. Select this one here. And so I'm able to do these things. I'm able to multiplex and do these things simultaneously, and listen to the scanner and surf the internet. And this particular website is go back up to the top, is the National Hurricane Center website, and it provides you all these different maps of the hurricane. And here's the one that's most common, which shows you, oops, it refreshed itself, which shows you the present location and track of the hurricane. Now, there are several other websites and applications that I can go between. Let me see which ones I have up here on the top. Okay, let's go back to my home screen, or the screen that I had opened. And I have some other ones that I've bookmarked, which I can open. Okay, this is just turns out this is just another page of the National Hurricane Center. They've got a lot of pages you can look at. This is just another page, it turns out. So let me go back again. Let's see what we got. Let's see what this one is. Oh, auto racing. Looking from the side here, kind of hard for me to read what these bookmarks are. I happen to pick one about my NASCAR Fantasy League. I bookmarked. Sorry about that. Okay, this is the one I was trying to pick, I think. Yeah, this is the Weather Underground station website. And what's nice about this is that it will give you information about private individual weather stations similar to scanner radios that people put online. These are weather stations that people put online. And it's, of course, the default when you first bring it up is your location, wherever you're at. But you can either put in a zip code if you know a zip code of where you want to see what the weather is, or you can change the, let me close this down. You can change the resolution here and shrink the map down, scroll over to where the hurricane is right now, zoom back into it, and when you zoom back in, it'll show you the weather stations, which you can get almost real-time weather information, such as right now, important one you'd be interested in is winds, and some graphs that weather station has where it's collected data over a period of time. And also on the map, it'll show you, if you turn that option on, it'll show you the webcams that are in that area. Let me see if I can scroll over. It's probably not going to be that easy to do, but let me try to see if I can scroll over to where the weather is happening. Okay, I'm kind of fighting this, trying to do it from the side. Oh, good, we got Cuba. That's not really what I wanted. Yeah, we're getting to Florida. Okay, I can move down some more. Now we probably got somewhere out in the middle of the Atlantic. Yeah, we got somewhere out in the middle of the Atlantic now. Oh, there's the coast. So far out, we're so far out in the Atlantic, I don't know where I'm at. Okay, we're up to Savannah, Georgia. This works a lot easier when you're right in front of the tablet instead of off to the side like I am. Yeah, we're almost there. Okay, now you can see that we're at probably the lower edge of the hurricane right here, and all these little dots here are weather stations owned by individuals that they put online, and you can click on those. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, and it brings up a summary of the information about that weather station, and then you can click on the weather station name. Actually, this particular one is a buoy that's out in the Atlantic, and it brings you a series of charts, such as temperature over time, precipitation over time, and wind speed over time. So let me just look at this chart a little closer and see what I see. This particular chart shows wind gusts as high as 72 miles an hour. And then if I could get down and see if it's here. No, I don't see it on this one. So let's go back. Yeah. There's another buoy. Wow, that storm looks pretty massive, doesn't it? Okay, now I've picked one that belongs to an individual, weather station that belongs to an individual. If I get to the screen I want to, and it's a little washed out. But this is another, once you get to the individual's information, there's an item that you can select on the lower right of the screen that gives you real-time information. So this is a display of real-time information. It's updated about once every 2 or 3 seconds. This particular one gives you current temperature, humidity, and some other things. And in this particular one, it has a chart, which you can't read very well or see very well. But this is a chart of wind speed, and it's a chart over time. And so it can see, it can show you, what's going on during the course of this, in this case, this Hurricane Irene. So anyway, I really, really like my tablet. I'm still going through a big learning curve to learn how to use it, and I'll probably devote some other shows as I learn about things you can do related to amateur radio and related to scanners on the tablet. And like I said, the beauty of what I was trying to show you today is, although it didn't come up yet, and it hasn't come up yet, maybe because there's too many users, but I could listen to the scanner radio via this tablet, via the internet, and surf the internet at the same time. So and because of the tablet, I can take this around the house and sit in my easy chair or lay down in bed and do this. So hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any comments, please leave a comment, or send me an email. My email address is on my my YouTube channel page. And tell me if you like what I presented today, you have comments, have information that I can provide to all the viewers. Please leave a comment. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.